When we first found out about the lockdown, I was incredibly concerned about my staff and how we were going to feed them and feed the community, as well as how we were going to keep everybody employed.
And I was actually in New York talking to some kids at some type of high school. And as we're out there, the whole world, the COVID started, the outbreak happened. And when we flew back into a whole other world. And then the bosses here, they came up with Feed Hope.
So we figured out like a way to help everybody in a way, right? We make food for the elderly people, they get blessed, and we also remain afloat for us as well. So it was kind of a win-win for both of us.
We kind of just were thinking, how do we get people back in work? We were doing it for our staff and for ourselves to be able to not only, make money and not have the added pressure of not being employed, but then also providing that structured, like purposeful environment and day-to-day routine so that they don't feel relapse coming on or like anything like that.
When we first started, it was really difficult to wrap our whole mind around all the orders that we had and how high of a demand it was to produce food to all these different locations.
During the pandemic, we didn't know, that food insecurity was something that people were, struggling with out there. But as soon as the numbers were started coming in, we seen the need, the cry for help, and, just our meals going everywhere.
We literally had to pivot to do something different.
Before the pandemic, when I worked in catering, we used to take out a lot of meals as well. And now those meals that we used to do for 150 people, 300 people seems like nothing compared to Feed Hope, because we've done more than 3,000 meals a day. And, we do it as a team. We get it done.
We were able to do these big orders for Amazon and for Meals on Wheels.
As a matter of fact, I was one of the drivers that would deliver stuff to different places. Like people were just, telling us, man, thank you, man. I'm grateful for you guys. You know what I mean?
We take pride in making each meal great. And we're just grateful that, those companies came to us and allowed us the opportunity to work with them.
Like, I take pride in Feed Hope because a lot of people don't think that we could accomplish it. And when we do it, when we do make like 2,000 meals a day or 2,500, it's like, whoa, that we did that, like us, the motherfuckers with convictions and felonies, yes, So that kind of motivates me to keep going, Not only that, but when I see like the tourists come and like they're like, what the fuck, like damn, like these fools really do this, like yeah, we do this, like doesn't like our past doesn't like define us, so that's why I take a lot of pride like in the Feed Hope.
With all this going on, riots and epidemic, and we were still driving and delivering food, like for us, it didn't stop. We were just, you just kept on, doing what we had to do. You know what I mean? We were packaging a lot of food and we were distributing it to all over Montebello, East LA, South LA, like everywhere, And when I used to drive, managers would tell me, "Is it okay for you to go to that neighborhood?" And I would say, "Yes, it's okay," but I still had that fear. I'm not active. I'm not gang related anymore. But there's a lot of people out there that, they're still active and they don't care,
I just didn't like going to like certain areas and I didn't know, but cops looking at us trying to see like where are these guys going because we're trying to look for an address.
Arlene, she get prepared, So even she made like lyrics for us, when we drive in the night or whatever, the police stop us, we're able to show them, I work here in Hombros Cafe. This is the letter from my boss. So anything, call her.
In the beginning, coming here, it's kind of scary because I was on public transportation, bus, train. I had to deal with just being next to people coughing, sneezing on the bus, on the train.
Just the idea, is something dead people outside because that pandemic is it's like yes, of course you're gonna get afraid. You know what I mean?
I thought I really was gonna die, and I thought all those around me were gonna die, and a lot of people around me, they relapsed.
At one point, I was getting anxiety, and it was ridiculous how it made me feel like this virus. Like, I was scared for my kid. I was wiping everything, the walls.
One thing about the cafe, we all test. We all try to, stay away from other people besides our family members. So we all, we're a close family, and we try to keep it like that.
And every week we get together and we all eat together.
Like 3 people help out, and they cook something for lunch, and we sit in the front like a family, you know what I mean? And everybody shares, how they're doing.
We kind of go around the table as we're eating, and we speak about things that we're going through.
We don't want people to see us some type of way, That's why I think it's hard for everybody to talk about feelings. But at the same time, it does help us a lot during this pandemic.
Man, we talk about our health, talk about fitness, we talk about growth, and nobody's perfect, everybody's dealing with, stuff, at home or, at marriage or, so we kind of talk about stuff like that, and to me, it helps me a lot because it kind of I release stress, anxiety.
I tend to hold a lot of stuff in, and I feel like I don't really have to hold it in. I can let it out, and just letting it out and releasing it and being around people that actually give a fuck, it makes me feel better.
We try to support each other as much as we can, right? Like everybody, some people share, some people don't, but it's always kind of making yourself available to hear somebody out, because you don't know what they're going through, what they're carrying every day, or what situations they're in, so we just kind of we have an ear for each other, if somebody's going through something or somebody's crying, we uplift each other as much as we can and still produce what we have to do.
We think we know the person we're working with, but it's not until you hear them share something about themselves or, they also become vulnerable that you're just like, whoa, you see them different. So I think that's helped a lot of us as far as being a team. We can be a little bit more compassionate towards one another. We have empathy.
I learned a couple things that I wouldn't have really focused about my day. How did my day go? I never really thought about that. How did my day go? Sometimes all the other days that I had were sometimes they were bad, and sometimes they were good. But did I reflect on it? No, not really. Did I accomplish something I wanted to do? Did I have fun? Did something bother me? Things like that I kind of reflect back now on the things that we do.
Y eso que estamos haciendo en la pared, siento que me ha hecho como abrirme más con ellos, porque yo siempre estoy cerrada, solo a mí. Pero eso que está haciendo ella, siento que está haciendo que nos abramos, que nos conozcamos unos a los otros y para tal vez trabajar en equipo.
Having a purpose in the pandemic and being an essential worker, that's very important. Contributing what I can to help people, that's huge to me. It made me feel like I'm doing something with myself.
Yeah, I feel good about what I do. I feel pretty proud of myself.
I mean, I feel good about it. I done been homeless and in the streets and hungry myself, and I know the feeling, and just knowing that I helped somebody. Just knowing that, I made it possible for someone to eat. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
Mi mamá, mis papás dicen que eso es una buena ayuda para ayudar a los necesitados, porque nosotros yo y mi familia sabemos de la necesidad que hay a veces.
To be an essential worker, it's important to me. It's scary, but it makes me feel special because I get to come in, and I don't know why I'm having a hard time doing this.
breathe. You got this. It's okay if tears come out. That's honesty, right?
I think people like it motivates people too, you know, to see like somebody like from coming out of prison or just coming from the streets or whatever, and to do something productive, give back to society. Like I think it motivates people. It's motivating, you know. I know my mom's proud, you know. At times, like when I tell her like, damn, today we did like 2,000 meals, or damn, or today I have to overtime because we got to get all these meals out. Like I know that deep down inside, she's proud of me, you know? Like, she's proud because, like, I'm not doing life in prison right now, you know? Like, I'm trying, you know? And I believe that makes a big difference in her, like, getting a little peace of mind, you know?
They really see me as a hero, you know. It's some type of way. Mama told me, it's, hey, you know what, you're a hero, and all your friends too, you know, the things you're doing there for people to go to work, to build those milk for everybody, for the community. So she really feel proud of me because it's my mind, you know. Me, I always be fucked up in my life, you know. And now what she told me, she feel pride. It's special, you know. It's this emotion. It's even hard to express it, how happy I feel.
I mean, I have friends or whatever be like, oh, my boss is cool. No, you don't have a boss like mine. Arlen, she's like family to us. Like she has compassion. She gives a damn.
She's a friend. She's a boss, and she's really humble, and she really had good heart.
When I first came here, I could really say that I was really like broken, like in a way to where it's like I will be not very social. So she helped me through like a lot, like, you know, like every day she made me feel welcome, you know, every day she like reminded me that I'm loved, you know, and it's like little by little, like I seen that she would believe in me, so I started believing in myself. But long story short, like, she's a very good boss. Like, you know, she looks out for us. She makes sure that her workers are good. And, yeah, like, she's a very good person. She's a good person, you know? And I'm grateful for her being my supervisor, and I wouldn't want to have it any other way, you know? And, yeah, I love her. I love Arlen. Like, yeah.
Sometimes it's hard for me as a man, as a convict, you know, to be corrected or whatever, but she's broken that wall down too.
If you need anything, whatever you need, and she's right there for you. She's best boss ever. That's the only thing I can say, man.
In the title world, she is our supervisor, our boss. But to me, Arlen is more than that. She's more than my partner. She's like my sister. She's too young to be my mother, but she's my heart. She's an incredible, strong, independent woman. Arlen has given me a different perspective into life, a different lens. And every time I feel that I'm being cornered, she always reminds me that I'm not. You know, every time I feel that I'm backed up on my heels, she reminds me that I'm strong. You know, like I said, she's everything to me.
First thing I want to do is I want to dedicate my thought of the day to my father, who raised an alpha female and is very proud of that to this day. And to Cupcake was the first man and only man that was in my life that encouraged that and was proud of being that I was such a strong woman. So most of you, if you know what an alpha female is, they're usually labeled as misunderstood, bossy, aggressive, not respectful. So basically, most of the female business managers in this organization.